Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over 3 things that you need to get abs in 2024. Now, going straight into things, number 1 is a solid diet. You need to make sure your diet is nailed, and there are 2 key factors to your diet. Number 1 is going to be staying in a calorie deficit. Majority of you watching this video who want abs will have a higher body fat percentage. So to lower that body fat percentage, we need to be in a calorie deficit. Now, to put this very briefly, to get into a calorie deficit, you need to find out your maintenance calories and you need to eat below that. I will link a calorie calculator below where you can find out your maintenance calories and also your calorie deficit calories. Once you're in your calorie deficit, you need to make sure your protein intake is sufficient. If your protein intake isn't there or isn't good enough, then you will be losing weight in your calorie deficit, but you will be losing muscle as well. The aim of the game is to lose as much body fat as possible, not as much muscle as possible. And making sure our protein intake is there whilst in a calorie deficit will ensure that most of the weight, if not all the weight that you're losing, is fat. Number 2 is a solid training regime. You need to make sure you're training for the same reason as eating enough protein. If we're not training, we are going to be losing muscle mass. First of all, resistance training. This is going to help you build, or if not, at least retain the muscle you've got. And this is not just about retaining the muscle in your abs, it's about retaining the muscle in your full body. We want to make sure that when we are losing the body fat, we're not losing the muscle. So yes, the protein is going to help with that, but also your resistance training is going to help with this greatly. We also want to have some cardio in there too. The cardio is actually going to help us get into a larger calorie deficit. We're going to be burning calories through cardio, and that is going to help us drop more body fat every single week. A great goal you could start with cardio is just literally 1 or 2 sessions a week. You could go on a run, you could go on the treadmill. It doesn't matter what cardio you do, as long as you can sustain that type of cardio. And number 3 is a bit of a controversial one, but this is discipline. You need discipline. It doesn't matter what habits you've got in your life. It doesn't matter how many steps you're doing, how much cardio you're doing, or if you train 7 days a week. If you're not disciplined, especially with that diet, you are never going to get abs. Now, I'm not just going to sit here and tell you, you need to be disciplined. I'm going to tell you how to help with your discipline. The way that I like to help myself is I set goals, I set dates, I set something to work towards. So you can do this in a sense of, I want to lose 4 kilos of body fat, and you think in 4 kilos you will have abs. That'd be a great goal to work towards. Then you can get the 4 kilos off and you can look at yourself, see how you feel and reassess. Another way of doing this would be set a date. So say, I'm going to do 6 weeks of fat loss in my calorie deficit with my training, etc. And in 6 weeks, I'm going to reassess. Am I happy? Am I not? Shall I carry on? Shall I stop here? Using timeframes like this, I believe it makes it so much easier to stay disciplined, because you could be the most disciplined person in the world, but if someone says stick to that training, stick to that diet forever, are you really going to do it? So that is 3 things that you need to get abs in 2024. Make sure to have a solid diet, a solid training regime, and also have a solid amount of discipline, setting those goals and working towards them and being relentless every single day. If you enjoyed this video and you want more informational content like this about helping you get in shape, please make sure to like, comment, and mainly subscribe.